Hi guys, I'm back doing some amazing resin work again. It's been really quiet on the resin front, and I think that's just obviously people's budgets and people not really wanting to spend loads of money on luxury items. So I've, diverse because I'm very lucky in what I do. So yeah, I just thought I brought some light on the subject so you can really see the oak burr. So these are two coffee tables, a nest of tables, which are going to go and join another one that I've made in the beginning of the year toward last year. Sorry, my asthma is really bad at the moment, so occasionally you might hear my voice change. So I've cleaned, airlined, I've built my moulds. The moulds I've got from a company which we're throwing them out, so they've always got this plastic film on them, so they're reusable. They've all been sealed. So now I'm going to do the mixing process. So I'll do that so you can see how easy it is. I'm just going to get the tools for that. So the first thing I like to do, guys, is get myself a little measuring cup. You can get these from most sort of like craft shops. And then I do a neat pour of about 200 ml or 200 millilitres of the sort of curing agent and the resin. So I do a little neat one, and then what I do is I brush that all over my project. So I'll just do that now. So I'm going to zoom the camera in a bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. So basically I've poured enough to do both the little tables. Now I'm just going to mix that with a mixing stick. And what this does, if you do this pour first, it tests your mould to make sure your mould's not going to leak. You don't really want to go all full guns blazing with a full load and then realise you've got a leak. So this is what I recommend anybody that's doing resin work. When you make a mould, is do a sacrificial pour to the bottom, so you know that definitely your resin mould isn't going to leak. So we just do it in a couple of places. On both, and then you definitely know you've got no leaks. So it's a cheaper way of doing it than literally going straight in there with 90 quid of 7.5 kilograms worth of resin and it all going on the floor. So that's what I do. So I poured it over both. I'll just set the camera back a bit further so you can see. Right, I'm just going to get a brush and brush that in. What is really a good little tip as well is get yourself a really cheap pack of brushes. I know it's consumable, but there's no point spending loads of money on brushes because at the end of the day you just want to tease it all the way around your project. Make sure that you've got no leaks before you do your next pour, and then leave it to sort of go off for about 20-30 minutes. And then you'll know you've definitely got no leaks because you can check your mould. So just literally poke it around all your edges. And then you definitely know you've got no leaks in your mould that you've just built. And you can then physically see any issues. It's just a very cheaper way of finding out before it's too late. We've all been there, always had the mould leak. So there we go, that's what I do there. So yeah, we'll come back in 20-30 minutes and then carry on with the colour pigment, and I'll show you how I mix that and show you how I mix it all together. And then pour the two nested tables. Right, so now that's had time to set, I'm now going to do the fun part, which everyone likes to see and watch, and that's mix the pigment colour. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it in the stand directly where you guys are, but you might be able to see what I'm doing. So basically I pour in the curing agent first. In there, pop the lid on, leave it upside down for a couple of minutes because then you get the last dribs and drabs. Pour the resin in, Same again. Turn that one upside down for about 5 minutes. Then this is the best part of all resin works, and I'm going to zoom in for you guys so you can see this. It's my favourite part anyway. Is when you're mixing the colour. So this is the best part for me anyway. So get your pigment. This time it's Vuba Red. Yeah, Vuba Red, sorry, from Vista. 2 big drops in there. That's it, lush. Look at that going in there. So that's what I'm using. I'm using Vista colours, and I'm using, oh sorry guys, I zoomed in so you can see Vuba Red. You see that there, guys? Right, that's what I class as the easy part. I'm just going to get the drill now and then mix it together. This is my favourite part. Are you ready? You can see it. Can you see it? Try and zoom right down in the book app. There we go. Are you ready, guys? This is my favourite part. Red coming out. Awesome. So yeah, get the last bits of dribs and drabs. At the end of the day, you're spending lots of money on this stuff, so you want to get all of it out of the product. And Vista are very good. Their Vuba, their containers are fantastic because you can get every last drop of your product out with no sort of wastage. Superb from the manufacturing point of view. Same with the curing agent. Last dribs and drabs in there. It's really important to leave it upside down like I showed you in the beginning of the video, and then you get the last. That's literally every bit of product out of that container. Give that another mix. Let those bubbles settle, and then get your heat gun. So let those bubbles settle a second. Don't get yourself an expensive blow torch or anything like that. Just get yourself a heat gun. I mean, this heat gun here is just a relatively cheaper brand, and it does exactly what it says on the tin when it wants to. Have I plugged it in? What have I done wrong there? I haven't turned it on the main. What a win. Even happens to the pros. Helps if you turn it on at the wall, of course. So, yes. Don't put it on full pelt. And just clean off the bubbles. From there. And then I'll show you the next stage for that in a minute. I'll just set up the camera so you can see. So that's that process, and now you can pour this bad boy into your project. I'm going to probably go small one first and start where the holes are. And then watch it do its magic. And you can see it disappearing, which is exactly what I want it to do. I want it to fill up the holes. If you're wondering why this is the way it is, this is upside down, guys. So I always do my pours upside down, and the reason being is, you know, the bottom is where you want all your resin to be. You don't want it to be, you know, on the underside of the table. You want it to be on the top. So that's why I do that. Really get it in there. Don't be afraid. Fill up all the holes. It's a lovely colour, this red. Quite vampirish. Really get it in there. I have to excuse the people next door, they're very loud. They don't have a volume switch for their voices. Yeah, so basically get your product right in there. You can see it's really bubbling up, and that's what I want it to do. Brush it all around the mould, you know, get it right in there. Because I want my bottom to be the perfect edge. So really get it in there. I mean, this is only the top. So that's that one. I'm going to do the same with the other one. I mean, this is a 7.5 litre kit. And that's enough really for this, because it's literally only the sort of like the top section that you want the resin to be in. So once it soaks all its way through, you just literally encourage it all the way around the edge. This is so therapeutic. Literally just encourage it all the way around. So once you've got like most of it off, then you torch it off or use your heat gun like I do. And then what you're doing is you're letting the resin naturally level itself out. So if you're in construction and you do latex, it's very similar. So really brush it around. Same again on this one. Keep the brush handy, don't get rid of the brush. Come back in about an hour and give it some more love and attention. Right, so then what I do now is get the heat gun, same temperature again, just get rid of all those bubbles. And then fingers crossed, the slower you go, the faster you go, you should have a very good finished product. I mean, there's a little bit more juice there, I'm just going to pour in just because I can. Everything out of your product really if you can. And then that's it guys, literally now it's the waiting game. Obviously shut your tent. I'm doing it in a tent for the reason that I do other projects with the sawdust and stuff, so you need that obviously clean. And yeah, I mean I'll just show you a little bit more of a close-up so you can see what I've actually achieved. You can hear it bubbling away. So yeah, all my pigments I keep in a pigment box, so that's all my colours in a dust-free environment, but as you can see it's in a workshop so it still gets very dusty. I mean I'll get myself a proper trolley one day and put it all in there But yeah, it's good to see that the moulds are working. There's no leaks, and I haven't wasted loads of product. So that's the first pour anyway, and we'll see how it goes. So thanks for watching. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button then. The slower you go, the faster you go, and that's why my tables work, because I take my time. If you take your time, do it properly, don't rush, you'll get perfect products every time. So the product I'm using is Vista Resin, a UK based company. Their colour pigment was Vuba Red, and basically I used their Marina Pour 7.5 kilogram kit to do 2 tabletops. There we go, thanks for watching. Remember, look at all my other videos. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. If you want to see me on TikTok for a laugh, I'm on there at Western Timber Limited. Have a great day.